Hi folks, welcome to my YouTube channel, and this is a Forex weekly outlook and market review. So what we do here is that we look at what the market has been doing, and then we try to predict the future bias in the market, right? So that being said, let's go to let's start with indices, right? I don't want to start with some currency pairs. So let's start with indices, right? Nasdaq and the Dow Jones US 30. Let's start with Nasdaq, right? Okay. So the Nasdaq has been bullish for quite a while. You know, I think I talked about this. Let's go to the monthly time frame. Okay, this was it. So I think I see something like this. We had liquidity captured at this point. You can see the market has been rallying up and up, right? So if you come to the weekly time frame now, you can see that there was a weekly breakout. So look at what I'm showing you. Look at this. This major low was taken out, and then the market has broken this significant lower high. So the market has given that bearish, that bullish break of structure, showing that the market may likely go higher. Right. So where will be our target to this market, right? So there's a possibility that this market is likely going for this zone, right? So this is where the market is likely heading for, right here. So this is my overall target, this last buy card, right? Because this was the last buy push before what all these break of structures happened, right? So you had a break of structure here. Okay, took out this low and then took out this low as well, right? So we are expecting the market to buy to this point, right? Although we have a kind of weekly change of character, but this is our overall target. So I'm very bullish on the US 30 and the Dow Jones, right? So I can see an imbalance forming right here. Just follow me. So I have an imbalance just beneath this point here. Just beneath here. So use the templates and right here. So that is the imbalance just for me right here, right? Right. So I have an imbalance forming there. So I have an imbalance forming at that point, and um, right. So let's do that. So I said the market will rally higher. So why this weekly break, the reaccumulation below this major low, so market should likely going to tap down and go higher, right? So now let's go to the daily time frame. Right, I'm starting from the top. I'm doing top down analysis. So this thing I'm doing here also applies to Dow Jones, right? Because they are correlated. So whatever is happening on Nasdaq, expect it on US 30, right? So let's go over to US 30. So you can see it's literally the same thing on US 30, right? You can see it's literally the same thing. You can see the same thing, just almost the same. You can see this major level was captured. You can see that the market also took out this last lower high, right? So for this one too, we're just setting a bullish run. So back to Nasdaq, right? So let's go to Nasdaq, right? So this is where we are looking at for market to buy into. So we should have a bullish week and all of that. So let's go to the daily time frame to see if we can spot out a future buy. So we had a weekly drop of at this point here. The market will come, but though we have relatively equal highs here. So I'm targeting here. And since there's a shift of character, right? This break has happened. I'm just market to do what to do to come all the way up here. Right? May likely take it out. So I'll just take off this upper box. I'll just see the imbalance here. That's what the market does, right? So I'm looking at the market to come for this imbalance. So this will be my targets, my short-term target, and then my overall target is what this relatively quiet, just this relatively quiet, right? So now I'm looking at the daily time frame, right? So this was the last push down before the break up, right? So by looking at this chart, I cannot find any imbalance for the market to go lower, right? So let's take this up so you can see clearly what I'm talking about. So this was the last push down, that last push down before this impulsive 4 days run or 5 days run, right? So the market is likely going to, so we're looking at for the market to reaccumulate inside there, right? So looking for the market to buy in to give us an evidence of reaccumulation inside that zone, right? So looking out for that reaccumulation. So this is what we're looking at for that reaccumulation, right? So this is black line. So So what the market to do was to reaccumulate here and then buy, right? So inside there, what is the market? Give that break of structure or confirmation, right? So what if you just know the confirmations I'm talking about, watch my previous videos and all that. So market should reaccumulate here and then go ahead, right? But bringing that at Fibonacci, so let's see something. All right, from this swing high to this swing low, so now those not with discount. So let us see what's going to happen, right? I can see something else. So this is the second possibility. Now, looking at this chart clearly, I can see some kind of imbalance around there, right? So look at this as well. So look at this imbalance here. Look at this. There's an imbalance just here at the discount level, right? So these are the possibilities of this market, right? I'm just giving possibilities, right? So the imbalance is forming here, and if you bring out your Fibonacci zone and you draw from swing high to swing low, right? So this is swing high, right? And you extend to your what? You extend to your what? The swing low. So you can see that this imbalance is kind of at our premium or discount level, right? So there's a possibility the market may dig into this. So I think I'm working with this one, this lower one, because I like taking to the discount level. So let's extend this. So I'm looking at the market to come for this imbalance, which are the 50% and then go higher, right? I'm posting this as well on my Telegram community. So if you want to have access to this markup, just join my Telegram community and you will see it, right? I'm copying the chart now so I can post it in my Telegram community, all right? So this is what I'm looking at, folks. This is it. So I was copying that to post in, Telegram community and we'll see where we go from there, all right? So let's just switch over to US 30. Right, it's the same thing basically. You just have to just maybe a different alternation in the setup and all of that, right? So now I'm on the US 30 charts. So the same thing. Let us look at it chart clearly. All right, so the same thing, we have that weekly break. Market has taken out this major lower high. So market is bullish, right? So we see the market to retrace and then give us the buy setup, right? The same thing, we had a weekly sweep, all of that. So the same thing, we just look at for where we could possibly make our entry. So we have an imbalance here, right? So I'm looking if I can find another one. Okay, I see something here as well. There was a kind of icy candle here. And if you look here, there's a kind of tiny imbalance just here, right? There's a tiny, very tiny imbalance here, right? Tiny imbalance inside here, tiny imbalance inside here. So let us see. So let me bring up my Fibonacci tool and those draw from swing high to swing low, right? So from swing high, swing low. So this is around 71.8, right? So the market may retrace deeply. It may retrace deeply for these zones, right? So these are the areas that I'm looking at. I'm looking at this imbalance here. Markets can come here and reaccumulate and go higher, or it can come lower, right? So these are the areas I'm looking at. So I'm looking at this area or this area, right? There's an imbalance inside there as well. So let us just mark that out. All right. All right. So we have those two imbalances. All right. So I'm just going to measure from here to here instead. So this area imbalance here, and then we have this candle at this point here, right? So just follow that teaching. So that is it, folks. All right. So these are the areas I'm looking at for that imbalance or that candle, right? So any of these areas will be good for me to take a buy on on. Right. So I'm posting that on my channel, all of that, right? Um, so I've posted that on my Telegram channel. So if you want to have access to that, just do how to join the community, right? So I'm looking out for this. So that means this is my bigger time frame analysis, right? I'm not going to share the intraday setups, right? Because we could look for sell setups from here down here. So That's what I'm showing my mentorship students. I'm not going to share it on this free channel, right? I'm not showing you what I'm looking at on the overall time frame perspective, right? I'm not going to share lower time frame entries and all of that, right? So that is all I can give you for free on this YouTube channel, right? So let's look at the next thing. So now we're going over to currency pairs now. The first thing we want to look at is what the DXY. So we're going to straight over part of the dollar index to see what we should expect this week, right? So looking at the dollar index, wow, this guy has been crazy bullish. So I kind of marked this out already. So let's take this out already. Let's take this out. So I already marked this out. So looking at the dollar index, right? So if you go to the monthly time frame, all right. So on the month time frame, we had an imbalance, right, which price has not yet dug into. So there's a possibility the market will likely dig into this imbalance before selling properly, right? So there's an imbalance just here, right? So it must not get filled. It must also. I will look at this imbalance first. So there's an imbalance on a bigger time frame. It's monthly. So I've marked that out. So go to the weekly time frame. The line index is crazy bullish, like crazy bullish. So we have a weekly imbalance here, which was not filled. It has not been filled. So because this weekly candle is also bullish as well. Taking out, we took out what this relatively equal highs came down, and we are going higher, right? So it's a possibility that this guy may continue to be higher. But although I'm looking at this short-term break of structure, so and this market, this candle kind of took out liquidity, right? It took out stops. Whoever was trying to sell here or raise candles and then so currently the daily time frame is bearish on your dollar index, although the weekly is bullish. But let us see if we can have that rejection inside the dollar index may crash down. So we're having a sell setup on the dollar index. So if this holds and price goes lower, then we should expect pairs, we should expect a weak dollar this week, right? So we expect market to drop from there, from here down to what this imbalance. We're targeting this low first and then this weekly IP for overall this stuff, right? So let us see if that is going to hold. So with this knowledge, we should now expect other pairs to drop this week, right? It's just based if you can get a confirmation inside there, then we should expect pairs like the USD card. So go back to USD card now. Let's say the USD card to drop. So you can see the USD card is almost having the similar setup. Right? So you have those relatively equal highs here. You see, this weekend candle did what? This weekend candle, did what? Took out everyone trying to to sell here and then gave us a break of structure, right? And if you look closely, we have an imbalance here inside that candle, right? So there's an imbalance from year to year, right? Which has been filled, right? So we could have a sell setup here. So this is what I'm looking at on the USD card. Since we are expecting a sell on the dollar index, so we should expect a sell on this USD card and we should taking price, down to this low, right? So we're looking for short-term take profit, and then overall we're heading for this imbalance here, right? You can see this imbalance here. So this is mark that as well. This imbalance right here. So we'll be likely going for that imbalance as well. So that will be my overall target. So this imbalance just rest here. So we could take out this low and then go down for that imbalance, right? So that's what I'm expecting on USD card. Still a sell on that. So let's look at the EUG. If we're expecting a sell on the EU on the US on the for the USD, then we should expecting a buy for this other guy, right? So let's look at this. I think I marked this out as well. So EU has a lot of downward threatening. So let's just go ahead over to the weekly or the monthly time frame. All right, so wow, what did I mark here? Wow, I was expecting this is a kind of harmonic pattern. And I'm expecting price to still trade lower. Right, it may happen now, may not happen now. So most time they expect EU to drop to as low as 0.907 or thereabout. So somewhere around there. So I was expecting on the month time frame. So let's go over to weekly. So weekly, the same thing. We're taking out what this major low, right? Took out this major low, and now we are looking at for wow. So on the weekly time frame, we don't even have any reason to sell this guy. This guy does not have any reason to buy. Sorry, we're looking at this. The weekly time frame is seriously bullish, like crazy bullish. So crazy bearish, sorry, crazy bearish. So others came and dug into this imbalance, and you can see that price is doing trading lower, trading lower. So the the EUSD is very weak, like it's very weak. I think I marked this all out beforehand. A market tap into this imbalance is going lower, right? This dollar index would either reject off this candle, or this candle kind of gave a break. Right? If you go to the 4 hour, you will see what I'm talking about. So if you come to the 4 hour time frame, you see that there was a kind of break. Markets came here and then broke all these highs, right? So possibilities, and there was also liquidity sweat at this point here, right? So our possibilities now, the 4 hour may likely, if markets can reaccumulate that, since we are expecting a weak dollar, so which is not a bullish euro. So if markets can do what, reaccumulate inside there, they can take price higher, right? Although the weekly is very bearish, but 4 hour is saying something different, right? Remember that market is fractal, price changes from lower time frame to the higher time frame, right? So looking at this, markets may likely, if we can get rejections here, right? If we can get that, then we can take price lower. But if price does not um, accumulate here and price comes back inside it, we're looking at for more sales, right? So this is what I'm looking at. So if price just start trading up without reaccumulating here, then we can take a sell from here and take it lower, right? But if price reaccumulates inside it, then particularly higher, right? If you want to understand reaccumulation, please do have to watch my video on lower time frame confirmations or join the mentorship program, right? So now we head over to GU, and this will be the last one looking at. So looking at the GU, let's go to the daily time frame. All right, so oh wow, this is amazing. Okay, the GU still alike. We took out this major low and then gave this kind of intermediary break of structure. So let us see. Just take up this all of that. So markets came for this last buy candle. Price may go lower, like it may go lower. Daily is still bearish, very bearish. Okay. So the even G is currently bearish, like very bearish. Like look at all the trades like I caught and has been panning us nicely. And this has been a beautiful trade. It's been amazing. Like I caught some trades all here, caught some sells, and price has been going down, 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 down. So we still have that reaccumulation here. Price took out all these highs, all these highs. Right? So this could just be let's go back to the monthly to see something. Okay. Price may be likely trading for this all-time low. You see on top level? Um, it could be traded for, wow, it could be traded for that low. Price will be trading for this particular low here. So let's be very careful with the EUG. They're very bearish, like seriously bearish. Let's see. So we're heading over to the daily time frame now. Um, Even the daily is bearish. They were high, they were low, they were high, and the price may likely go below this. So let's be very careful with EU and GU. They're very bearish. All right, so this is it. If price can reaccumulate inside the step, these candles, took out liquidity and then broke upward. So if price can reaccumulate inside, I can see price already rejecting it. If price can reaccumulate, it may have a beautiful buy, maybe to mitigate this zone and then sell over, right? So we have a buy inside there, maybe to this last up candle, and then let's go to 2 hour. So I can see kind of a small candle here. So if you can have that recognition inside that place, you can buy at least up to this point here, where this sells at this area. So you can buy up to this point and then take price lower, right? So that's what I'm looking at for this pair. So I'm very careful with EU and GU, then also the very bearish momentum and that. So let's also look at GJ, just a run through on GJ and then we call it a day. So let's just head over to the weekly or sorry monthly. So GJ has been, look at the monthly time frame of GJ. GJ has obviously broken major highs. So GJ is obviously bullish on the monthly time frame. Doesn't mean we cannot sell. So let's go to the weekly. By the weekly as well, we have taken out liquidity to the upside. Market is still bullish. Market remains bullish until you can take out this major low, right? Until this low is taken out, the market remains bullish on the week line. So until this low is taken out, this market is bullish. Go to the daily time frame. So we are still bullish on GG. Bullish. Right. So kind of liquidity sweep here. At this lows. And then let's go about 4 hour. So likelihood is that market was likely to be trading for 164 levels, right? So I think we're likely buying for this level, take out this less equal highs or whatever, right? Let's go. 4 hour time frame. Okay, look at the 4 hour. Oh, amazing. This guy is bullish, right? So you can see that market took out this lows and then gave that kind of break and now have an imbalance. So the same markup I had to still have. So when the market to do us to give us those weak to strong and strong, so that break of structure and then we go forward, go for 164 levels, right? So market may likely do that, and if you go for that, right? If market does not, if it trades lower, then we look at this last buy candle, right? So it's a possibility, but I expect this to hold, right? Because this is the only, I mean, the major imbalance here. And if you bring out your Fibonacci 2 from swing high to this point here, it's at the 50 level, that's a good one. So let's see if this return can take price to 164 this week, right? So we have bullish GJ and we expect buys, right? I think that's what I'm looking at for on this market. If you want to join a mentorship program, having an intense class this evening, it goes for only 35,000 naira one-time payments. You're not paying a recurring payment, and you can pay on PayStack, like with your credit card. You can join us with your direct bank transfer by sending me a DM and all of that, right? So see you in the next video. Until next time, cheers and God bless.